listened to some nostalgia, like it was some YouTube video that was like 100 songs from 10 years ago or something like that. And oh my god, they were 100 songs I definitely did not need to reintroduce into my life. But been loving a little bit of that one. What's up? Coma Duster coming in with the fresh new subscription, saying thank you for all you do for the SC2 scene. Dude, thank you so much for the sub and the kind words on top. Here's a love in the chat, please, for Coma Duster. I can't even get your name right, so give Coma Duster some more love than I gave him, because I can't even say his name properly twice in a row. Thank you so much for the sub. Do appreciate it. Goes a long way to supporting the channel and the content we produce. But with that said, let's go in game. As to the bottom right hand side of Catalyst, our rare Terran player from OSC Elite is souL. He is up against the blue Protoss player to the top left hand side from Team Liquid. This is MaNa. You're hot and you're cold. Man. I wish I was Katy Perry 10 years ago, singing that song. That would be the dream. Man, it's funny though. I listen to all these songs, they're like nostalgia tunes. I'm like, yeah, whatever. And it's like, oh my god, these songs are really that old? Yeah, it's scary. It's scary. That's what's happening to me. Why am I getting so old, guys? I don't like it. It's not fun. Reaper comes down. We'll shut down the probe. MaNa may be a bit too aggressive with this, harassing the SCV on the mineral line or in the CC building a little bit too long. As there's Poland showdown kicking off over here. Just to see where this can go. So, just going to be seeing this river coming down through the south side of the map, and you're going to see the Stargate of MaNa is going to be coming up here in a moment or two. And that's going to be a fairly standard opening. souL's actually going to throw out some Hellions, so right from the get-go here, souL actually doesn't really have much in the form of anti-air. He doesn't even have a starport on the way up. Very, very interesting. This actually kind of, it's interesting because he's on double gas. He has a lot of gas, so why isn't he building a starport? Alright, double Cyclone next, I guess? Yeah, double Cyclone it is. So souL's actually getting very aggressive here very early on. Oh, this is a really nice catch, by the way. He's going to get the kill on the Adept, which is kind of annoying because now you don't really get to see any sort of a follow-up as MaNa, and you lose one more unit that you could have used to fight here. As you are just going to be seeing the SCV just repairing up this Hellion at the moment. And as we see the Hellion just continue to get repaired up here, so we'll be able to get back onto the map to try and do a little bit more. Obviously, with the Cyclones coming out, he'll look for some more damage. Now, what's interesting is the Oracle is out, and it's actually just writing a bit about this kind of concept of Cyclones versus Oracle and the ability just to let the Oracle do damage. Because of the fact that if the Oracle doesn't come home, the Pros player is in trouble. I was writing this for a guide that's going to be going up on Icy Veins in the next day or two. And it is interesting because this Oracle, you know, has to kind of stay at home, because if it isn't at home, you don't have enough DPS output to actually deal with this attack. Shield Battery is only just now finishing, but there's only one Stalker here, and if the Cyclones lock onto that Oracle right away, I mean, even that could be dangerous. I love the Hellions dive in the main base. The Stalker at the front will go down. Now the Probes are just going to come in to fight this, and I mean, may as well. The Cyclones are going to try and minimize their surface area by pulling back a little bit. Probes actually do surprisingly well against Cyclones as well. I mean, obviously a lot of Probes go down here as the Oracle comes back in and cleans it out. A lot die, but the Cyclones do die, right? And that's what's maybe surprising. But 13 workers killed. Wow, okay, I thought this was maybe like 7 to 8. No, 13. That's dangerous. I mean, that's a lot of damage dealt here right from the get-go by souL. Puts himself in a great position to start us off here in this game, number 1. What a way to get going. What a way to get going. Alright, well, as we continue onwards, we're going to see this Oracle coming down to the bottom side of the map. And we'll be trying to get some counter damage done. Obviously, this is the issue now. If you can't keep the Oracle at home because the Cyclones are dead, well, then all of a sudden the Oracle can get some damage dealt. But he doesn't have too much energy, so it can't do, you know, damage forever. He runs out of energy here because he had to use energy to defend, so that's another big positive as this Oracle moves away through the south side, off over. And we'll be kind of just done for now. We'll come back later, probably look for a revelation or two, see what else he can find. Blink on the way up from MaNa, by the way, as a follow-up here. That was nice and quick because there's only one Oracle out of the Stargate. No kind of messing around beyond that. You know, there wasn't any sort of Phoenix play. There wasn't any sort of second Oracle. So straight into the Twilight Council to continue along. as this Oracle is going to maybe try and dive in towards the main for a little bit more damage. Doesn't really find anything just yet, though. And so for now, that will be that. Blink continue to come along here from MaNa's extra gateways get dropped on down into play as well. This Robo facility also coming in on the main base. The third Nexus already up. I mean, MaNa's position is pretty good in that regard, at least, as souL just going in towards, tank production initially, and he's going to switch into Widow Mines, it seems. Starport's on a reactor now as well, so he can get a couple of medevacs up. We'll see if he adds on a 4th and a 5th rack, or if he has another plan here in the long term for what exactly is going to be going on. So you're seeing a couple of tanks on siege, and the Revelation was pretty good here to kind of keep track of what's happening, as we are going to be seeing these Stalkers grabbing themselves a Marine, grabbing themselves very nearly a second Marine. Not quite finding it there in the moment. And now we'll be seeing those units going away off over to the right-hand side. souL begins to push up this right side to see what could happen next. So Temple Archives on the way from MaNa. Even a couple of Archons can go a long way here. The biggest thing will be charge. 50 seconds away, even less, because of course Chrono Boost is coming through. In general right now, this Chrono Boost on the charge should get it here somewhat in time. And Zealot Warpins should shut this down nicely. As we do see the tanks, where are they going to siege up? We are going to siege them over right here, and we are going to be having this push forwards. A couple of Widow Mines getting themselves set to go, and well, this is a difficult position to push into. Even with charge now, with the Widow Mines here, it makes it difficult. And this Nexus is going down. That charge is seconds away. The Nexus falls. MaNa loses the third base. 1/3. What a play by souL. What an attack. That gets a lot done for himself. Alright, well that is a good pickup right here. As you're going to see, this Widow Mine just burrows in time. We will see the Stalkers blinking, microing themselves to get out of trouble on that one. Revelation comes down the rest of this army. The Observer will see and confirm the rest of it is going back home as well on top of the Revelation. And so that is a good positive right there. As this game will calm down for a moment or two. Love the choice of a Ghost Academy by souL. Will allow him now to get that next stage of his tech going. Something that will go well in terms of dealing with Zealots, Charge Lots, and as well, Charge Lots, Immortals, and Archons. MaNa, by the way, though, adds another gateway, adds pylons, isn't expanding yet. He's got a probe in position, but I feel he might just be throwing as much as he can into this attack and just trying to win this game with this counter. Let's see if he can do it. +1 attack in play for souL. It's an upgrade lead. That's going to be massive. These ghosts on the way, if he can get them with a couple of EMPs, they would be huge as well. Let's see if he can get there. I love the position of souL. Still has 2 tanks set up. Still has that ability just to use these as a way. I mean, just keeping them alive earlier is so nice. Couple of Widow Mines here as well. Just the ability to shut down so much as it charges in. If MaNa comes in from a couple of directions, that could be scary. Oh no, souL on sieges, and this is the dream scenario for MaNa. Well, is it actually? He sends a few Zealots towards the third base. I like this because now MaNa doesn't have to fully commit. And as he comes back up, souL's still out of position. souL does not send enough back to deal with the main army. And souL just doesn't know about this. And so souL from a defensive position is now going to be on the ropes a little bit, scrambling to find himself the right location to be in. Force fields are pretty good to start things off. The sentries get targeted initially. The EMP comes in from the south side before the ghost goes down. There's actually a couple of ghosts here as well, which hit some EMPs as well. There's actually still one ghost here, so it wasn't the EMP from the south. Moles go down, another EMP drops on the Archons. It's kiting backwards in towards the tanks. The Widow Mines are going to be absolutely huge. Kaboom! Goodbye, MaNa's army. Those Widow Mines have gotten the job done, and that looks as though souL makes the defense with the upgrade lead. It was a bit of a scramble because of the position he ended up being in, but it was a good enough a scramble. Those Widow Mines at the end just got rid of so many Zealots so quickly. The EMPs were well placed on very important units throughout as well, and as this War Prism gets shot down, oh, it should go down. Medevac is here. Now, this is pretty much it for MaNa. He has no third base behind it. He put the probe in position, but he didn't actually take it. As we are going to be seeing the rest of the bio continuing up the right-hand side to get going once again. So continuing up this right side, the attack getting ready to continue onwards at the moment. As we are going to be seeing a few more Zealots coming forwards here and just looking to try and just, again, slow souL down, but souL, okay, I mean, he loses a few SCVs in the third, isn't massively kind of detrimental to him at the moment, because he still has a massive army, you know? And obviously, MaNa's not going to have a third base much longer either. souL has to kind of defend in this base trading scenario. A couple of EMPs available once again, going to hit a lot of these Archons. Love it, because those Archons going down is going to get rid of a lot of the power here. MaNa's just going to tap out the game. He knows he can't stay in this one. GG, well played. We are going to go see how this is going right about now. So let's go into this one again and resume. As to the top right hand side, our red Protoss player from Team Liquid. Give it up for MaNa. And down to the bottom left-hand side, the blue Terran from OSC Elite. This is souL. 1-0 up, by the way, in this series, our Terran player. Terrans have been pretty dominant today, man. Clem's looking good, souL's looking good. I think actually most of our Zergs are already on their way out of the tournament. Obviously, Bly's still in, but that's kind of crazy. That is kind of crazy, I have to say. It's not every day you see Go4SC2 with very few Zergs making it to the later stages, so it's pretty interesting to say the least, I guess. Alright, well, this TVP is kicking off. souL versus MaNa in Game 2. MaNa looking to see what he can do to claw his way back into this one. What are the possibilities going to be for him here as we continue on and forwards? Well, we do have this probe coming across the scout here earlier, and eyes on souL to maybe see if he changes anything up himself, perhaps, in these early stages. Looks as though for now it's looking, it's looking very standard, right? He's looking to expand in the near future, probably with a Reaper. Super early on, this is really nothing too strange. Nexus from MaNa, his gateway is already complete, Cybercore will follow, and MaNa is nicely walled off here in the early stages as well. Just make sure the Reaper can't jump up here, which limits the information that can be gained from the early Reaper from the Terran. As this SCV and probe continue to fight, and souL does have to pull that back. And the probe can maybe get a little bit more annoying. He's going to go on this SCV, building the CC, and that's why the SCV here turns around, but MaNa's already on his tail going forward, but it buys the time needed for the Reaper to come out and to defend against this fairly successfully. So you're going to be seeing the reactor coming into play, and as that reactor comes up right now, it's a second barracks. Ooh. Alright, so this is going to be a 2-1-1 setup here from souL, a setup which is going to allow him to play very aggressively in the first 5 minutes of the game with a couple of medevacs on the field, maybe more medevacs to follow up as well. A lot of possibilities there, so setting up in towards that as we actually see a third racks too. Wow. Wow. souL going all the way up into 3 racks. Okay, well that means the factory will probably be a bit more delayed than I was originally expecting. Maybe souL just looks to get aggressive with the triple rack set of bio units rather than anything else at the moment. Let's see how this develops then. Reaper comes out in towards the center of the map once more. It's just going to sit here for the moment. Stargate currently about halfway done from MaNa. A couple more Marines on the way out here from souL. Warpgate is about halfway done. So Warpgate about halfway done. And again, this third rack's also going to be finishing up in a couple of moments. Tech Lab will finish up here and the stim pack will start. And we will be seeing this other barracks also about to finish up. Also we'll be able to maybe add a tech lab if he wants to in the near future. Maybe for now just going to focus on the stim pack. Nope, there's the tech lab. Doesn't really make sense if you go 3 racks not to get the double tech lab early, even just for double marauder production, but generally you just want to get the combat shields up as well. You know, it's an upgrade that can do a lot to help out your bio army, so it makes a lot of sense to introduce it into the play. souL still just sat here up the ramp at the moment. Another couple of gateways now on the way down. There's Oracle pops, and MaNa, a similar opening to the last game. 1 Oracle into that very fast Twilight Council come to follow up. Looks as though it's just going to be the single Oracle. Obviously this game, MaNa's not going to be playing from the deficit that he played in the last game, right? In game number 1, he lost 13 workers early to the double Cyclone, an attack which is not a huge commitment from souL. The biggest thing he does in an attack like that is delay his starport, which is far from the end of the world if you kill 13 workers. souL was very far ahead in game number 1 from the get-go, and with that initial attack. This game, MaNa's actually going to get across. He's going to deal damage with the Oracle. That will not be kind of makeup damage. It's going to be real legitimate damage that is going to put him into a nice little position as souL is actually going across the map. So souL going across the map with Marauder and a handful of Marines. A shield battery here, extra Stalkers warping in. I don't see him doing anything with this first little kind of set of units. Maybe, Stim's going to finish up shortly. Maybe he just waits for even more units to come across in the near future, but that's a long run across to kind of just keep on waiting, right? So that's definitely not looking too pretty at all. Very quickly, guys, I'm just going to throw us to the picture-in-picture because it looks as though Clem might be about to win game number 1 against Bly over in that other quarterfinal matchup. Just show you this for a moment or two, and there it is. The score screen comes up. Clem takes game 1 against Bly in that quarterfinal. Clem on fire. Bly somewhat being extinguished at the moment. Nope, that's not the button I wanted to press. I don't want me mid-game. I want the game mid-game. Let's get rid of that picture-in-picture. So just a quick update there for you guys during that one. As you are going to see, this bio of souL is still thinking of going up. He is going to stim for it. He goes for the sentry right away. He gets it. Double shield battery, though. How do you break that? Answer, you do not. Now he backs away. Before Blink is done, he can maybe hold the high ground or so. Keep trading here or there etc., etc. So, I mean, he gets the sentry for a couple of units. I mean, there's a fair few Marines. Obviously, a few of them were to the Oracle earlier. I don't think it was really that worthwhile for souL. I think it would have been better just staying back. Maybe then he would have had more units now to stim in for the third next, although he will get a cancel on that right away. He'll get another probe here potentially. He's going to go for a stalk as it's not near the shield batteries. Doesn't quite get the kill in time. And now Blink is finishing. This is when souL really needs to get away. And look at it. He knows the timing. He knows this is the stage when Blink is going to be here. And if Blink is up, he wants absolutely zero zilch nada to do with this attack any longer. Because it's just going to cost him units. He might have to use another stim here to actually get away and to save some more of these. As for a moment he thinks about using the high ground, but it's just not worthwhile. Backs away, Oracle even coming in to help out, and he's actually going to pick up all these Marines. Wow, Oracle's having a pretty good time. That Oracle's up to what, like 10 kills now? 14 kills now. Pretty successful Oracle. This game for MaNa looking so different to the previous game. This time it's him who's in control. It's him who is shutting down the attacks of souL and stopping him from overcommitting to kind of getting damage done. As souL goes into a 4th and 5th racks earlier this game, he's looking to continue being aggressive rather than going into a 3rd CC. There's that 3rd Nexus from MaNa, which is going to be one of the big things he has to look to defend. Charge coming through, extra gateways on the way, and as souL will look to break MaNa perhaps just on 2 bases with kind of mass bio and mine. MaNa will be obviously so well set up. He's going to have armor upgrade on top of the attack upgrade to match his opponent's upgrades. It looks as though he's probably going to have charge ready somewhat in time as well. He's got immortals on the way, the extra gates are coming up. MaNa's just looking great. I don't know if souL's attack is really going to be able to find the damage which he needs it to in the near future. A few probes moving around here, and they are going to return some minerals over to this natural expansion. souL stimming forwards. souL goes with Blink, shouldn't be able to really kind of, or shouldn't be lost here at all. They should be able to just keep on blinking, which is what they do to continue towards the upper right-hand side. And again, souL just building up. What does he wait for? I mean, honestly, not really much more. He doesn't really need to wait for +1 armor. He's only missing concussive shell. No, he even has concussive shell, so really nothing to wait for here from souL. Maybe just the next 2 medevacs to beef up the army a little bit further. And it feels that at this stage, maybe the longer you wait, the worse it gets for you, because MaNa is just getting more and more ready to go. Some Stalkers in the main getting ready to deflect a potential drop here, and this is it. This time souL is looking to move forwards a bit more, you know, committed. And we do see Stalkers mid-map. Also great, because it keeps, you know, gives MaNa track of these units, and it just means he blinks away, doesn't actually lose anything, but now he has information of where souL's looking to attack, and so MaNa can pull his army from the main base down into this location over here, and start to clean this up, or at least get ready to fight. No shield batteries on this 3rd done. He will lose the warp-in pylon, so he actually will lose a lot of his potential defense. He's going to lose them all too. souL's getting a lot more done here early on than I thought he would. I'm not sure what blew up there. The Widow Mine onto a medevac, but obviously it was hitting something from this Protoss. Well, here we go. 1-1 upgrades from MaNa don't seem to matter, and he doesn't have any Zealots in this. It's just the Stalkers. Is that enough? For now, it seems as though, yes, it may just about be enough. Also going to be seeing MaNa with the Disruptor. Oh my god. He's so nearly... Oh, nice target find here from souL, not to let this Widow Mine go off and then be blinked away from. So keeps it active. Disruptor didn't go off just yet, but maybe now as those force fields I don't think were quite what he wanted. We could have force field some of that bio in and hit with the Disruptor, could have been deadly. The 2 Widow Mines do get killed off over there. There's the blink away, and this time this Widow Mine will get taken down. souL unable to micro that once again. And souL's 2-base pressure, or 2-base all in essentially at this stage. It started off well. I feel like it's still going okay. This Disruptor gets a Widow Mine, which is alright. The 2nd Disruptor doesn't do a lot. The addition of the Liberator here does a lot as well. Again, just the lack of Zealots, I think, is really hurting at the moment. The Immortals go down once more. Here we go with the Stalkers now. Maybe able to target down the Liberator. Ghost arrives. Why on earth is there a Ghost? I don't even know. Another Liberator makes it so difficult for the Stalkers to break this. And maybe souL is just starting to get a bit too much. This Disruptor needs a miracle shot at the moment to help out. It's not going to find it just yet because it gets picked up. A lot more Stalkers arriving though, and that might be enough to just blink forwards and to break through this position. But Stalkers against Bio. Here come some more Zealots. MaNa will hold on, but 15 army supply down. 1-1 upgrades across the board. It looks as though MaNa will buy himself a few moments, but souL's going to be ramping up for another attack in a moment or two. I still kind of like souL's spot. He's traded very well. Losing those Liberators, that was just able to break out there. Let's see what souL can do with another attack. Keep in mind that if souL gives MaNa too long, it does get a lot better for MaNa because he is mining more. 58 to 46 workers across 3 bases as the main base of souL begins to mine out. He's even already going to lift this base to try and just get full base saturation again to really keep this attack going as powerfully as he can for as long as possible. I wonder if at this stage it'd be worth getting a couple of medevacs up into the main base just to try and start pulling MaNa out of position rather than just letting MaNa fully focus on the attack at the front at the third base. As we are going to be seeing the Oracle getting picked off there, and again just a few Zealot, Stalkers, Sentries, and a couple of Disruptors looking to see what else they can do once more. Ghost having to pull back, nice EMP, lands on those Stalkers, very nicely done. Zealots approaching the natural expansion, charging forwards. A little bit of harassment from MaNa now, meaning that's the exact opposite of what souL wants to be dealing with at the moment. He does not want any trouble at home. That's exactly what he finds himself in, is in the middle of the map. Disruptors apparently got a pretty good connection. Stalkers blinking in. Goodbye, Liberators. Goodbye, souL, I think, here in game number 2 as MaNa marches forwards. He's defended the 2 base. Now it looks as though he has this game fully in his control. It was tight, it was close, but in the end, it was enough. Another Disruptor leads the charge up the ramp, gets a couple more Marines blinking in. These SCVs are in trouble as the Disruptors just zone away the bio units. A couple of Zealots charge on force. There's reinforcements coming in from the top side as well. And as those reinforcing Zealots arrive, it's a full-on committed fight potentially from our Protoss player if he wants it, because there's no way the Terran has what he needs to fight against this. GG! MaNa ties up the series here in the quarterfinals. 1-1. Tied up and ready to jump into game. It's a souL series, which is what we're focusing on as we kick this off. So let's see how it goes. See what happens to the bottom right-hand side. Our red Protoss player from Team Liquid. This is MaNa. Tying the series up 1-1 with that defense there in game number 2. Very nicely done. As to the top left-hand side, our blue Terran from OSC Elite. This is souL. Alright then, 1-1 tied up, ready to go. And we are just going to be seeing this SCV getting ready to drop down a command center in the next couple of moments. So, very standard setup so far for this TVP game, number 3. In terms of what else is going on in the bracket, by the way, in fact, let me just tab out a moment, because I kind of want to just see myself how the bracket is looking in terms of who plays who and where, etc. DNS has moved on against Geralt. Okay, so the winner of MaNa souL potentially plays Guru in the round of 4. Meanwhile, DNS will play the winner of Clem and Bly. Oh, they're both pretty good matches, honestly. Okay, well, that's exciting. We'll see how that continues here. As for now, we're following this probe, which is setting up to the top side. Maybe MaNa looking to get cheeky, or maybe just looking to keep this probe for a little bit later on in the game. What's up, LaserSec with the 13-month resub? Oh, Wardy, supply drop have passed a year. Flies away. Thank you so much, LaserSec, for your supply drop for the 13-month resub. Can you get some love in the chat, please, for LaserSec? Thank you for the continued support, man. Really, really do appreciate it. And some love in the chat, please, guys, as we do see this Reaper of souL was poking at the front, but not much information gained. Not really a lot to see just yet. Twilight Council is quick, but that's the issue. How do you actually get in to see the Twilight Council when there's only one entrance to the main base? And that's why it's nice to maybe open a faster Twilight Council here on Neon, because it's difficult to scout in general. So that's going to be the issue right now. It's a fast Dark Shrine. MaNa opening up with a little bit of a cheesy play now, trying to rush out those Dark Templar and see what he can do, where he can get to with this style. As we're coming back up this ramp, going after a probe here. Should have been able to get a probe, actually, but in fact was targeting the pylon. Bit of a mistake. Don't think he should have been close enough to actually see the Dark Shrine. That would have been a misplay by MaNa, and he was not. So souL doesn't know what's going on just yet. Playing blind at the moment. Can these deities of MaNa pick up a quick win or a quick lead for him to play this out with? He's going to have a pylon over here very soon, and that's going to allow him to warp those Dark Templar in to get them towards the Terran's main base nice and quickly. So setting up toward that, as we do see this Dark Shrine just waiting and waiting, ticking away. Right now, souL, no engineering bay. His mules keep on dropping. He's got one more 50 energy here once again. If he drops a mule now, this could be very bad for him. Even if he only has one mule available, though, and he just drop it, yeah, that's the issue. He's only going to have one mule available at most, and that is going to be so, so bad. Dark Shrine finishes as these gateways get ready to morph into warp gates. The DTs are going to be here in a moment or two, and souL's preparations are minimal at best. Again, if he drops this mule as well, it's going to spell a lot of trouble. Is he going to drop it? Is he going to save the scan? He starts an engineering bay. And he does see the Dark Shrine now, so I guess he will save this. Widow Mines the main base, get connection. 7 workers going down. This DT moves forwards, and there is one scan available. First DT drops, but the next DT moves forwards, and now there isn't another scan for a good little while. 13 energy to go until that scan's ready. As 7 probes killed, these DTs are not quite finding the same amount of damage here just yet. Well, DT is still getting what it can when it can. His SCV is not mining for a long time, and that is a big positive. What is scary is that one of these Widow Mines is still alive, could maybe get more damage done. There's the next scan, 6 workers killed, and another DT is already set to go once again. So now it's 7 workers and still forcing scans, and that's a big deal, right? These SCVs are still not mining. souL's losing a lot of economy. Only 1 probe goes down to that Widow Mine. It gets lifted and saved once again. Coming forward here, he'll deny himself the missile turret for as long as possible and get free 4 more workers in the process. Backs away from the turret and should be able to stay safe, because I don't think this turret actually reaches to this mineral patch. So maybe there's more damage to be dealt there. Liberator arrives on the other side of the map, and that's how souL will try and get more damage done. These guys are just chunking away at each other in terms of harassment. Blink about to be finished up. He obviously much faster than previous games because he is on that Twilight Council nice and early. But I guess it's not that much faster than the Stargate games, because he did have to invest into the Dark Shrine as well. More Marines coming across the map. souL's actually feeling as though he definitely can get some further damage done. Siege tank is coming all the way over to the right here, and we are going to be having this Widow Mine just burrowing. So souL's really committed to. There's a tank, a Liberator, his own units out. He wants to cancel on this 3rd Nexus at the very least here. So seeing if he can get it. We're going to be having this first pylon taking so much damage. Not getting the Nexus just yet. A warping in Adept. I mean, these Stalkers taking some hits as well. It's actually DT warped in. Now you are going to need a scan, but he hits the scan quickly. Doesn't lose anything bar 1 Marine to the DT. 18 workers going down, though, as DT is going huge in the natural once again. The Dark Templar gets a lot of damage done. MaNa, if he defends this attack, is going to be looking great. He gets rid of 1 tank, but another tank arrives. And MaNa's running out of units here as more Marines approach the front. MaNa needs to give up this 3rd Nexus. He's done so much over here for the DTs. 23 workers killed in recent times. There's absolutely zero need for MaNa to continue committing to this fight. This Dark Templar gets picked off once again. The Nexus is still being targeted down. I think give it up. There's absolutely no reason to kind of fight this, right? He blinks away from the Widow Mine. That's nicely done. I mean, I guess if he saves the Nexus, he is in an even better position. Oh, it's going to go down to the last tank shot. Okay, well, he does clean up. souL comes out of this 11 workers behind, equal on bases. Maybe this isn't so bad for souL, but MaNa's adding on extra gates. Will actually immediately rebuild the Nexus this game, though, compared to on Catalyst, where he did just let the Nexus, when the Nexus went down, he did just commit to a big follow-up aggressive attack. So, different setup here this time, as this pylon from MaNa will be found. souL realizing something is here warping into these DTs, and he will get rid of it. Nicely done in that regard. Glaive's still on the way through here from MaNa. We'll see how he maybe tries to use this, as he already has Blink. Oh man, he's going to catch these Marines, and even if they have Stim to back away, it's a little bit of damage dealt, and it just gives these Stalkers the freedom to push even further forwards and to get even more damage done. Stalkers. Blink from the Widow Mine, although this Stalker misblinked and actually got caught in the splash damage. A little bit unfortunate, but not the end of the world. I mean, 1 Stalker, it's you know, it's manageable to lose that. Drop across the map here, as we do see the gateway count is getting higher from MaNa. He's getting to this stage now where he's on 6 gates, so warping for defense is definitely a possibility here. But he's also got a lot coming across the map, and there isn't that much here from souL, considering how much MaNa has with all of these Stalkers. So maybe MaNa, even if he loses the Nexus, can once again attack in and get some good damage done himself. He let the Nexus finish up. He's got a few Adepts already here. He's actually just going to recall the Stalkers. Not a bad idea, although initial Widow Mines, he blinks away from them. Nicely done once again. Wants to try and get those medevacs. The lack of a blink at the moment will mean that he can't chase. He will attempt to, but the medevacs are far enough away. Well, souL forces the recall here. MaNa on the defensive as souL continues to reinforce this. MaNa is immediately back across the map. He wants to keep these Stalkers at the front and doing what he can whenever he can. Looking for any opportunity here to get more damage. A little bit of this bio to the right-hand side. Prism to the main. I mean, a few Adepts right now can cause absolute mayhem in that main base because they are just going to be able to get so much done. Reinforcements getting picked away here by these Stalkers. Blinks away nicely. Everything gets picked up. But at the same time, MaNa's 3rd Nexus in trouble. Those Adepts are not going to be enough right now as souL loses SCVs. I think immediately here, MaNa, this time give up the third Nexus, right? Fight with the shield battery, wait for the Immortal, because given time, you're still dealing a lot of damage over on this side. Third Nexus goes down. He's going to start shooting these Adepts forwards. Does he commit? Maybe looking for the Widowmine friendly fire. Stalkers from the other side. Will go for this, but the Adepts have gone. Okay, he's got enough of the Stalkers. And does he have Blink available? He does. Goodbye, Medivacs. And maybe goodbye to souL in this Go4SC2 as he's continually being chased away now out through the center. A few more Stalkers warping in. MaNa looking very good here as we're going to be seeing these couple of Widowmines getting picked off as well. They'll also get cleaned out. So a couple of those Widowmines fall. And I think MaNa's back on track. Okay, souL will get a third CC up, but he's down 27 workers because of the Adepts that arrived in his main base moments ago. So he's in a hugely kind of deficit in terms of economy. And MaNa still is controlling that income game. 1-1 upgrade's about to finish for MaNa, meaning he's about to trade even better than he's been trading before. And now MaNa might actually be able to get on the map for once without a counterattack coming his way. He might finally be able to focus on those attacks which he's been looking for so very long in this. Missile turret on its way up here at the moment, and we are going to be seeing, well, just another Immortal on the way out. Just watching the Clem Balai game number 2, by the way. 18 minutes in, it's maxed out armies. Clem may just about be able to win this one. It's a very close game. Just keeping an eye on the corner of my eyes, as I said, so we'll try and give you guys any further updates. But pushing forwards here right now, MaNa's going to look for maybe a little bit more damage. Going to go for maybe a Marauder, a Marine. Widowmines do go off here a little bit. An Observer overhead to fight anyways. Force field on the low ground means that, oh my, well, he doesn't actually have another force field, so MaNa's a little bit kind of cornered in, although he killed 14 workers already. Those Archons are so powerful, and this bio is beginning to melt. Reinforcing Adepts are about to shade in. Are they going to be in time to actually help out, though? Here they are. Stalkers, the last couple of them are going down. The Marines can't quite get rid of the Adepts, it feels like. The Adepts are sticking around long enough to deal a lot of damage. They'll be cleaned out. MaNa's dealt another big blow to the economy here. A 30-worker lead for MaNa at the moment is huge for him at this stage. But is it enough? 30 workers up here. MaNa is in a position where he's still controlling the game in that regard. As long as he keeps on defending, he is just fine. As long as he doesn't give souL an opportunity where he just has too much to really deal with. We're going to be seeing these Adepts getting 8 more workers. And by the way, at the same time, Clem has just taken game 2 and the series against Bly to win out there and to go through into the next round of competition as well. This feels as though it may be one of souL's last attempts to attack across the map because his economy is just non-existent. 20 workers. But at the same time, this first Immortal goes down. Guardian Shield is late to pop. A second Immortal late to join the party. Finally starting to target down Marauder's way. Gets that bonus damage because they are armored units. More Marines and Marauders gathering together and stalking an Adept on the high ground, pushing some SCVs away. Absolute chaos right now here in Game 3, but MaNa is still somewhat controlling the chaos. Still just about keeping this going. Stalkers are going to get a full medevac, and souL is starting to pay for his attempt to drop straight through this position as MaNa's 4th base had some units on it, and now he's going to chase for even more medevac kills. The Adepts will protect against the bio units, and this realistically should just be more kills here from our Protoss. That one last medevac might just get away, but souL is bleeding out units so quickly, just again and again and again. This is so painful to watch at the moment. Warp Prism is on the way out here from MaNa in the natural expansion. Going to be popping shortly. Another Stalker on the way up. A lot of this bio going to start moving forwards as well. Down through the center of the map. A probe coming up to the top side and looking to see what it can do in the next couple of moments. I'm not sure. Maybe just watching for the attack coming in. So you're going to see that probe gets picked off. Single Marine Sims on forwards. A photon cannon here from MaNa is about to finish up and will get a kill or two before it goes down. Shield battery buys a little bit of time to give the Stalkers a little bit of damage. And we are going to be seeing this Bioforce just getting cleaned out. souL loses everything and he is going to type out the game. MaNa takes game 3 and the series to move through to the semi-finals.